Hello, and welcome yet to another episode of When She No Longer Wants to Cook for You, Here's What You Do. Listen, finally, I got my man Jeff on the show. Jeff, welcome.
Pleasure, welcome to
Welcome, man.
So good to be here.
Took a while, but everything is with patience. Listen, Jeff, we're up in the Bronx, but Jeff is actually from Brooklyn, so he's going to go down today. Jeff, what do you be cooking for us today?
I'm rapping all the way from Coney Island to Co-op City here. Some nice organic chicken.
Okay.
We're going to teach you how to fabricate the whole bird down to get the most amount of money out of it.
Okay.
And get the most delicious parts working the best way possible.
Okay, that's really going to be good, because when I cook chicken, I use like 50% of it and the rest of it just goes. So definitely want you to educate us on that. You also do a lot of different things that I want you to talk about, with the kids and everything else. So listen, I'm going to get out of his way. When she only wants to cook for you, Jeff is going to throw down and show us and tell us what to do. We'll be right back.
All right, so we got this beautiful organic chicken. I got to say, when I buy meat, home, work, anyone, I always try to buy organic. Less chemicals. It tastes, especially on chicken, they put so much chemicals in it lately. They're just so overgrown. They don't taste like chicken anymore. So I really spend that extra $1 or $2 on the organic chicken, and I'll make my money back on utilizing all the pieces. So spend the same money and get more out of the chicken. You're always better off economically buying your own bird and breaking it down, because it's got a lot of great parts that people don't utilize. First, when I get it out the bag, that's the hardest part of this whole day. I have a little garbage container right here, so I don't have to travel with any contamination, and I'm opening it over a tray to catch any liquid. And before I do anything else, we are not going to wash the chicken. There's no need to add water. It's already got plenty of moisture on it. It's packed in liquid. We want crispy chicken, crispy skin, so we're going to, we want to dry it. The best thing you can do is just take off the moisture and dry it, so none of this liquid from the bird is dripping onto the floor or onto our feet or onto our table and stuff. So you just want to get out of its liquid and pat it dry as best possible. All right, we're going to teach y'all how to take the breast off the frame. We're going to do what's called a French breast. We're going to take off the wing. We're going to take off the tip and use that for sauce. We're going to teach you how to take the legs and thighs apart. This is a nice size. This is about a 3.5-pound chicken. And this can feed 2 to 4 people right here, nice. We're going to do it nice and restaurant style for you. All right, get it nice. Get all of that. Let's check what's in the bag. See if we got any nice friendly extra parts in here. Open that. So the chicken came with liver. We're not going to use that tonight. That definitely can reuse. Oh, this is the bonus right here, the neck. That's going to give us a nice sauce and some giblets, which is kind of like neck and kidney. We're going to use all these. So the only thing we're not going to use today is the liver. But it could totally be saved and made for chopped liver, chicken liver. I'm going to save it and use it for something later. So right here, we already got some nice extra bits. We're going to use this for our sauce. We're going to use the neck and the giblets. I'm going to move it off the tray to the cutting board and keep it nice and dry, right? We don't want these juices going everywhere. I'm using a fillet knife. This is about a $10 knife. Nothing fancy. It's a full tang knife, so it's nice and strong, meaning the blade goes all the way through to the handle. You always want your knives to be one piece. And nothing too fancy. Thin little knife like this, so you can get in inside of the bones, so we don't have no waste. We could use one of our bigger, fancier chef knives, but it's going to be hard to get into the little intricacies of the chicken. So we're going to use a nice, sharp, pointy, thin knife to start fabricating it down. So we got 4 regions. We got 2 breasts, 2 legs, and the thighs. And back here, a lot of people don't know, the best part of the chicken is right here. It's called the oyster. No one knows it. A lot of people waste this. This is the best part of the chicken. So I push that together so you can see them. And once I see my oyster, I want to make sure I don't lose it. I'm going to mark it. There's a big step right here. So by marking that out, I know my oysters are going to stay in my thigh and wing and not get lost in the backbone that's going to go into our sauce. That's literally the best bite of chicken. We don't want to lose it there. All right, now that we section that off, so we're going to take off. When I separate the chicken, we're going to go between the joints. So we're not going to cut through bone because that'll dull my knife. So I'm going to go real gentle. Watch, I'm going to go jiu-jitsu right here and break. All right. I don't want to fight the bone. I'm going to go right in between the bone and the joint. This piece right here has a lot of gelatin in it. It's going to make your sauce a little thicker naturally. Now I want to get fancy. We're gonna French the bone, meaning we're gonna take the wing joint off. See again, little jiu-jitsu. It just pops right out, so we're not fighting it. I'm gonna show you a fancy thing to do with that. We're gonna do it again on this side. So again, we're not fighting through the chicken. We're just let it break naturally and cut between. So we're taking off the flats. All right, now we have here. This is called the what do we call it? Not the flat, the rounds. We're going to scrape the meat off of it. This is going to give us a little handle to hold the chicken, and it's also going to help retain some heat and moisture into the breast. So a little, and it's going to make it look fancy. So this is called Frenching, where we're taking the meat and cleaning it off the bone. I'm doing it now so I don't forget to do it later. Let's give us a nice little fancy wing joint. Right there's one. Do the same thing on the other side. Sometimes you get lucky and it just pops on its own. See that? Just with your hand. You get lucky. Now, we already separated our back, so we're going to go right down the middle. We want to get what's called a French breast, meaning there's no bone except for this little wing joint. So I'm going to feel for the meat right down the middle. We're going to just use like the top third of the knife and figure that this is where I imagine I'm a doctor now. I don't want to cut the chicken. Cutting might hurt it. I want to incise it. I want to slice it. I don't want to do no damage, right? I don't leave no scars. So we're going to go right against the breastbone, and then we're going to scrape all of this meat. So you're going to go in here. Going to separate right there. We don't want to lose no meat. This is organic chicken. It wasn't cheap. So I'm going to scrape the knife literally along the bones. You're going to keep going. You got to watch closer. It's going to go fast. See that wing joint? It's still there. We want to make sure we keep the wing in place. So I'm just scraping all the way down and around. I'm going to keep that in place for you though, so everyone can see. So we're going to go all the way. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Now right here we got this little fancy thing. The wishbone, we want to make sure we take that out because you don't want no one to choke on the wishbone. So I'm going to push that to the side as well. We're not going to get no wishes today. You're going to wish you had this chicken. It's the only wish you're going to want. So I'm going to go all the way on. Sorry, they're laughing in the background. So now here, I'm going to keep following the chicken. I'm going to keep following it around. I'm going to do a little more jiu-jitsu. I'm going to break out. We're not going to cut between the bones. We're going to cut around it. So kind of just separated it. And one more cut right here. We want as much skin as possible on the breast. The breast has very little fat. The dark meat has a little bit more, so it doesn't need it. So we want to get as much of its skin as possible. So we got, this is what we call a French breast. Let's just get it really pretty for you, for the tray. So now this still has the tenderloin in, which we're going to remove for today. So this is your chicken tender. This is actually, chickens do have tenderloins like steaks. We took that off to get a more even cook. So we got a nice clean breast in here, no bones, no blood, no excess fat, and we have all of our beautiful skin intact. It's a nice looking piece of chicken. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Right along the breastbone. Alright, and we're going to scrape the other side. Making sure that we don't, every little bit of meat just scrapes right along the bone. The bones are good for sauce, but the meat's good for eating. So same thing, just keep following the chicken. So we did that, we break the bones. Alright, we're right between now. Look, that's our bone. We're going to use this for sauce. We'll just pull it. So here's our sauce parts. Let's separate that. Now again, we want to make sure we get all that beautiful skin on the breast. The leg don't need it, so let's get all that skin. We're not done with those, by the way. Beautiful, look at that beautiful Frenching, no meat. We're going to take off the tenderloin again, and that just pops right off. You don't really have to do much. You could save these, save them up in the freezer, and then, you know, you get enough for an order. You have your chicken tenders. You can bread them and fry them. No more McDonald's. All right, we got all the skin intact. So we got beautiful. I'm not happy with this one though. It has a little meat on the bone. We're gonna take that off. Now, a lot of times people eat chicken and you get a little red in here from blood. That blood does not indicate chicken is not cooked or undercooked. That's just because the bones sometimes have a little blood in them. That blood goes into the meat, has nothing to do with the determination of the cooking of the chicken. But if you're fearful of that, you can take this right here and we're gonna exsanguinate the bone. If you cut a little bit of the tip off. All right, I'm gonna show you a little trick right here. See that blood in there? Yeah, I hope you can get that. That's what you get when you get blood in chicken. It's that. It's nothing to do with the cookedness or the doneness of chicken. But if you cut through the bone and expose that, now there'll be no blood in the chicken ever. Now we're not done yet. We still got the dark meat to play with. This right here, the dark meat has this beautiful line. This line tells you where it separates. So you don't have to go through the bone again. Look at that. So now we have a thigh. It's a little too much fat. We have a leg. We can show you one more time. That little piece of fat right there gives you a line where to separate. So now we got 4 nice portions of chicken. We're not done with it yet though, because we still need some bones. All right, we need some more bones to make a delicious sauce. We're doing this from scratch. All right, we'll just move this out of the way. This is one of my favorite things to show. And one of my favorite ways to eat the chicken leg. Chicken leg, it's weird looking. It's got a weird shape. There's no way that this and this could cook evenly. It just doesn't happen. So we get fancy. We use my big boy knife. Now I'm going to cut the leg again. So we exsanguinate to make sure there's no blood. Just using the back of a good knife. And we're going to turn this into a lollipop. So now you have this beautiful even piece of meat. Still got its fat and its skin. And now it's got a nice little pretty handle to pick it up to eat. See it like that. See? Nice, fancy, and semi-boneless. Again, one more time. Just push. That's it. And all the little fiber things stay up. And all the meat goes down. So make nice little chicken lollipops. And if it gives you a hard time, we go back to scrape. So again, we're Frenching the bones. So now we got those, and now we got more bones for sauce. Cool, right? Don't fall, knife. And clean as we go, because we don't want to kill them. Garbage behind me. So now I got my 2 French breasts. I got a nice piece of skin on, bone on chicken. Now if we want more bones, we can take this bone out too. So let's say, you know, we want bones for sauce, for soups, for stocks. Watch. 1 cut on both sides of the bone. And you do the same thing, it's gonna pop right out. A little scraping, more bones for sauce. So now we have skinless, boneless chicken thigh. One more time. You see how many portions we get out of this. So you got 2 portions of the dark meat from the thigh, 2 from the leg, 2 from the breasts, and 2 chicken tenders. All right, this is how we make money as chefs in the restaurant industry, right? Now I'm a chef in the restaurant, right? I'm charging you $24 for a chicken entree. This whole chicken cost me $18. 1 entree, 2 entrees, 3 entrees, an appetizer, some chicken tenders. So now that in my one $18 organic chicken, I'm gonna make $100. And that's how restaurants stay in business. But if you wanna cook at home, and you want to save some money and have luxury stuff, you know, you take a little time, learn how to do the fabrication and the knife work, and this isn't that hard. Usually I could do this, not talking, in 2 minutes with practice. All right. We're gonna get this sauce started. This is gonna take the most amount of time. Believe it or not, as big as this chicken is, because we deboned them, the cooking process is a little bit quicker than you would imagine. So I took all the bones and the scraps, everything that was usable. I got that on the side here. I have what's considered classic mirepoix in French cuisine: celery, onion, carrots. It gives us aroma, flavor. It'll help thicken the sauce. You know, and really just bringing those flavors home. It's just classical chicken soup ingredients pretty much, you know, just mix together, get some sauce. I did cheat. I have one little cheat because this is a video. Normally everything I do is homemade, but I did buy some unsalted chicken broth to kind of bring home and fortify the flavors. But it has to be unsalted because it's going to reduce. If you put salt in now, it's going to be, you'll be puckering your lips when you're done. Not in the good way. So we're going to show you guys a little bit of knife skills real quick with the onion. You know, as a high school culinary arts teacher, I do teach at Truman High School in the Bronx, the best culinary program in the country, hands down. The most award-winning program there is when it comes to culinary scholarships. So, you know, we teach our kids the same way I teach professionally. This is a very, very good knife. This is a Shun knife. It's currently on the market for about $1,300, but it's only because it was a one-time make. This has a special D-grip where you grip the knife here, and it gives you a really nice balanced grip for cutting, and it has a beautiful rocker so you can move with your knife. Not all knives have rockers in them. You'll get vegetable cleaves, stuff like this, that are just meant for slicing with a straight blade. But with a good rocker edge, you can do a lot more and a lot faster. All right, keeping it sharp is really important. Before and after, every time a chef grabs his knife, this is a ceramic honing steel. This does not sharpen knives, but will keep a knife sharp. So used frequently, this will keep your knife sharp forever. This has only been on the stone once in my entire life, in about the 10 years I have it, because I religiously use this. A few whacks at about a 20-degree angle, or Japanese knives about 15-degree angle. You know, about 10 per side. Every 10 to 15 minutes of knife work, and your knife will stay sharp. And remember, because we did hone, always wipe your blade or even rinse it to make sure we have no little metal particles on our food. So now we have our grip. We're going to grab, and we want to have some flexibility with our wrist, so we're going to choke up. Holding the knife down here, it gives you no strength. You want to really choke up on it, no matter how big the knife is. And we're going to do what I teach as the bear claw. These two fingers are going to stay in the back so they don't get cut off. And we're going to use our front finger to create a friction between the knife and the product. So we're going to take the top and bottom off the onion. We're going to cut it in half. This is the easiest way to peel onions, in my opinion, because you can really get your fingers in on the grip. Unless you need it as a round slice, there's no easier way to peel an onion. All right, and I got my little garbage container right there, so I don't have to stop. I hate onion skins. I did wash my celery, and just for utilization, because I had to buy baby carrots, I'm just going to use them up. And we're just going to break this onion down a little bit. I'm going to follow the lines in the onion, and I'm keeping that little grip between my hand and the knife. So eventually, you don't even need to look. It's all feel. I'm going to chop up our carrots. Now, Maripo is traditionally 2 parts onion, 1 part celery, carrots, but I want a little more of the celery and carrot, so I'm going to go about 50% of each. Just a rough chop. All right. I'm going to do a little bit of garlic too, because I love garlic. It's good for the heart. It's good for the body. It's good for aroma. I have one more big one. This is my #1 cheat. I don't buy whole garlic. I never peel garlic. As long as it comes in tin, as long as it's sticky, it's fresh. Garlic should be sticky. That's how you know it's fresh. And now watch, no chop, just a little boop. Did that go? I went flying, all right. Did they take an extra? Oh, they're going flying. All right, I'm just going to break it all just to release the oils. All right, so I got my celery, onion, carrots, garlic. I'm going to put the knife so I don't cut myself. The knife is sharp. And then I'm going to take this and the bones to the frying pan. I'm going to brown them up really quickly on super high heat. So I took one of my older saucepans with just a drop of olive oil. You want just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. And I want it at this, when I use an extra virgin olive oil, like a very light olive oil, just for, you know, coat the bottom of the pan. That's all you need. A little smoke is good. I'm going to take these beautiful chicken bones and go right in. Notice I didn't want to touch the meat again or cross-contaminate, so I used my utensils, so I don't have to stop and wash my hands. I just want to get these in the pan and not even touch it, just let them brown. We want to develop some color out of them. Let's give it a nice, rich, dark sauce. So we're going to brown them off. Now, you know, for the sake of entertainment, this would probably be better just thrown in the oven for about 45 minutes, let them slow roast. But, you know, who wants to put an camera in the oven and watch it go for 45 minutes? It's more exciting up here, so we're just going to get a quick browning. All right, while that's cooking, I'm going to get my veggies in, my mirepoix right on top, my garlic, all my veggies. Now, we only got 2 chicken breasts, so this will make a lot of sauce or soup. Now, you can take the same formula, maybe you don't want to use this sauce, and turn this into chicken soup. Add water, boil, 3-4 hours, you have soup. And see, we got nice smoking going on there, some caramelization in the pan, I hope. We got a nice little roast on everything. This will be all done right on top of the stove. So everything's browning now, on the highest flame I can possibly cook. Now we gotta remember this had raw chicken on it, right? So we can't put this down anywhere in the kitchen besides the sink, or we're gonna be spreading bacteria. I can leave it right there though. And one of my most important rules is clean as you go. So when you can, clean. Wipe your cutting board, wipe your knife, so you're ready for the next action. Oh, we got a crazy carrot. So I'll get some. Now we're going with a nice white sauce on this. So it's going to be light. And au jus, this basically just means like bones and broth cooked down slowly together. You could use this with beef, pork, seafood. Any bones would work if you're making a sauce. The only thing I want to use is like a fishy bone. Once we got some browning done in the bottom, you go find your wife's cheapest Pinot, what is this? Pinot Grigio, doesn't matter.
Babe, you using my Pinot Grigio? What you making over here?
All right, we're gonna get some of that in there, and that'll kind of just take anything off the bottom of the pan. All right, what we call deglaze, a little bit for the chef, a little bit for the wife.
Woo!
All right. Wine acts as a stabilizer for sauces. It also adds some sweetness, some acidity. So you get a lot of purposes.
Babe, how long have you been cooking? You did this so perfectly.
About 22 minutes.
No, in your life.
Oh, okay, sorry. In my life. That wasn't scripted, that was just ingenious. This is going on 34 professional years. So I started when I was 1 year old.
I was going to say because you look about 12.
See, she wants to get fed. Yeah, small woman. Now we're going to take some of our unsalted chicken broth. Any brand you use is fine. Once the wine boiled, and we're going to get everything covered.
Is that salted?
Unsalted, no salt. So no one was paying attention. I want to get it. Well, I don't want to spill. But I might even add some more in as it boils and reduces. We're not even done yet. We have celery, onion, carrot, garlic, chicken broth. We're going to take some of these parsley stems that most people would throw in the garbage. So we're going to chop the tops for garnish, put some parsley stems in. Nice, adds that aromatic flavor. Even a little piece of parsley that fell. No waste, right? My stove is clean. Hey, we're not done yet. We're not even done.
So wait, did you use every part of the chicken, babe?
So far, yeah. Except for the liver. We're not using the livers today.
You're not using, so nothing went to waste?
Nothing ever. Now we're going to take some peppercorns. Instead of adding whole pepper, we're going to add some peppercorns for aroma. And there. These are called aromatics in French cuisine.
So you want to use like a crushed pepper on this? Or
not till the end.
Okay.
I'll get that all mixed in. And we'll let that come to a boil and see what happens. Once it comes up to temperature, it starts simmering, we're going to lower it and let it just simmer down slowly for as long as possible. And then we're going to strain all that stuff out and just get a little bit of delicious liquid out of it. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to back burner it because we're done with that for quite a while. And we'll move on to the next. Easy job at the stove is we're going to do a cauliflower puree. We're going to take some cut cauliflower. I already bought it cut. BJ's is a beautiful thing. I bought some already cut cauliflower. I'm going to take a little bit of light cream. Now this isn't like mashed potatoes or anything like that. We just need enough cream to create steam. So a little bit goes a long way. I'm going to show you how little you need. And this will also give us a little bit of liquid to kind of puree it up with. This is one of my favorite little garnishes to go with anything. I'm going to put about, for a quart of garlic, about 4 cloves of garlic. So that's some more flavor in there. And you'll put that on a nice heat and let that boil covered. So we gotta bring we want to go a little lower on the flame on this one because of the dairy in there. So we got our garlic, no salt yet on this one either. Our cream, garlic, cauliflower cover, and let it simmer until they get nice and fork tender. And we're going to finish that up with a good amount of butter and salt, pepper. So here we got our sauce started. We got one of our sides started. We're going to do a triple veg tonight. No carbs. We're going to keep it a little bit healthy. Now, wait till you see the butter at the end, but we're going to pretend it's healthy. All right, so we're going to start the next one with some carrots. Again, this is a pan that I can put in the oven. So I'm going to start on top of the stove and finish in the oven. And again, I'm going to go right to my olive oil. Just again, enough to coat the bottom of the pan. See, just a little bit. This is going to get some butter too. We get that pan nice and hot. And I got a nice little handful I got here. It's only for 2 chicken breasts. I got, well, better have 7. We have 7 carrots.
Lucky 7.
Yeah, odd numbers are better for cooking. It gives a better presentation. Any questions from the class? No, just kidding. Oh wait, I'm not at work today.
Is it always better to use something starting on the stove and ending in the oven?
It depends on what you're cooking, but I love getting the browning start up here so I can control it. I can get that color and the finish I'm looking for, and then let the oven gives it even circular heat. Oh, that means good. See that popping in there? That's good. That means there's a little water in the pan. Oil and water don't mix well. I don't know if you all know that. So we're going to start this. This is going to be awesome. These look like just some simple stuff, but nothing's ever simple. We need some honey. Honey and carrots go very well together. So you want this pan really hot. I'm going to show you a nice trick. And we want a little bit of cayenne and a little bit of chili powder.
How can you tell when the pan is hot, when the oil's hot?
Oh, I wait for it to burn me. We're going for smoke. We're going to see a little smoke come out of the oil. But before we get to smoke, we're going to add a little other magic ingredient to help the carrots brown. There's a little butter in the oil. So I got it started with the oil. Let the oil get hot. And that's some nice mantequilla. Well, now this is whole butter because I want the butter to brown and kind of like give me some nuttiness. Later on, I'm going to show you guys to cook with clarified butter that has no milk in it. See, buddy, see I got that browning? That's what we wanted, but we don't want it to burn, so I'm going to watch the heat. We're going to get our carrots in there right away. Just a little kosher salt.
What's the difference between kosher salt and regular salt?
The rabbi.
Ah.
And my favorite thing is one-handed pepper dispenser. So keep your hands clean. So we hit it with a little salt, some pepper, a little bit of chili powder, just a little. We don't measure, there's no measure. We're going to cook just a little. We'll get a little happiness in there. Is this even open? Oh, there we go.
But we're not bamming it.
No, that's trademark, shush. That's my friend. So a little chili, right? If you want it spicy, you can add some cayenne. I'm going to keep with just the chili glaze. Get them browned up in the pan. You can already see some love happening there. The honey's going to go in a little later. If we add the honey too soon, the honey will burn. So at this point, they got a little browning. Put them in a 400-degree oven. 20 minutes. See you later. So easy, right? All right, we got our cauliflower's about to bubble. Our sauce is about to bubble. Let's work on this chicken a little. Let's see what this chicken's going to do to us. So there's a lot of chicken here. I'm going to put some chicken aside for another meal. This is way too much for one night. But we want to get you guys a nice presentation plate. So go back to my tray. Again, making sure everything is dry. We're gonna do, for this size pan, we'll do 2 breasts. All right, and making sure they're going back on the paper towels, nice and dry, because you don't want to know what happens when oil hits water. Ooh, it hurts. Alrighty, then we're gonna season this chicken up really, really well, both sides. Salt, some nice pepper. Then at one end the pepper grinder comes in handy, huh? Definitely one of the best inventions. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. You see that moisture that came off the chicken, even though it's already been dried. Alright, now...
Do you use any measurements when you put your seasonings?
Listen, like they say, listen for your ancestors, right? Screaming. I go with that recipe. When you're seasoning something like a chicken breast or a steak, you just want to get a nice even layer of salt and pepper. You don't want to cake it on. You want to get a nice, and you want to account for all that meat in the middle that you can't season. You want to make sure your skin is looking good. All right, nice and dry. Now this skin, we want to get like a bacon-like effect out of it. All right, we want it to get nice and crunchy and crispy, render out. It'll give us a beautiful effect. Looks like my pan now. I'm going to season up these chicken. Let's show you guys the lollipops as well. I'm going to season them with salt and pepper. And we'll save the tenderloins and the thighs for another night. It'd be too much food for the plates. Alright. Let's get a little wiping of the chef here, because it is hot. This is a real kitchen. We're not playing it, we're like yes. So now we're going to do with the chicken is we're going to do a little bit of browning, a little bit of rendering. It's a little bit of both. We want to get the skin really crunchy and crispy. We're also going to baste the chicken with garlic, rosemary, thyme to add some nice flavor into it to enhance the sauce. And then we're going to finish that in the oven with the carrots. So we're going to start it up here and then finish it in the oven as well to make sure it's cooked through. Chicken got to be cooked to 165 degrees internally to kill the salmonella. But we're not going to cook it to 165 because that's overdone. We want it to finish at 165, so we're going to do what's called carryover cooking. Cook it to about 159, 160 with the meat just firm. And then we'll let it carry over to 165-ish. We're not going to use temperature thermometers though. Same, a little bit of olive oil again. Alright, we want to get this pan pretty hot again. Now I'm using a non-stick pan, which kind of makes it a little easier. But if you have a pan that's like a metal one that doesn't non-stick, I'm going to show you how to make the chicken not stick. There's little tricks for everything. So we want to get this pan to the smoking hot point again. And you can kind of tell when the oil starts dancing around the pan. There's also the mercury test. We don't want it that hot. The mercury test is where you throw some water in the pan and it scatters like mercury. It's hot, but we don't want the pan that hot, so we're not going to do it at that time. Because what we want to do is we want to render the skin while browning it. I mean, you want to cook out what fat is in the skin while crisping it up at the same time. So maybe you want to put your hand, you should be able to hold your hands above about 6 inches above for about 5 seconds. Will give you that heat. And I'm just about there. A little smoke. Now when you put the chicken in the pan, it's hot, it's hot oil. You're going to put it away from you. Don't drop it towards your body, right? And you're going to slide it in. See that slide? That'll prevent it from sticking. So you gently drop it away from you, slide it in the pan, and we got just enough room to get these in there, see? What I said, just enough without overcrowding the pan.
If you're not using a thermometer, how do you know when they're done?
We're going to show you. We're going to do the juice test. When the juices come out clear, it's done. And we're going to test it to firmness. Proteins, when they get firm, that means they're done cooking. And it's a nice thing, I can tell they're not sticking in the pan now. So we're going to brown off both sides of the breast. We're going to brown off the entire thigh all the way around. Alright, well we have our sauce and cauliflower going. Look at that, cauliflower's already bubbling, look at that. Real quick. Super low flame and just let it cook till it's soft now. Now, like I said, this chicken is nowhere near done getting all the love it needs. So we're going to take some garlic in there now. We want to get some aroma and some flavor. So a ton of garlic. Nothing better than cooking with fresh herbs. So we got some nice fresh rosemary here. I'm going to put one on top of each breast. Not too much. Rosemary is very strong. And we got some fresh thyme. Just a little, I'm going to put some of that on top as well. We don't want the herbs to burn yet, right? Some of that. I'm going to put a little bit of this thyme in my sauce as well in the back. Thyme is a beautiful aromatic herb. It's very easy to work with and just enhances everything, especially chicken and meat, pork. Thyme is a beautiful thing. All right, so we got garlic, we got herbs, we got chicken. I'm still missing something fun. Now, my programs for philosophy is mo butter, mo better. So we want to make sure the chicken isn't burning, it's browning, and it's flavored. So I'm going to put a little bit of whole butter in there. A little bit. Don't tell. And a basting spoon. All right. So as that butter melts, we can start cooking the breast and pouring that hot butter over the herbs, kind of infusing it into the chicken. So we got a lot of fun things happening. We're browning. We're enhancing. We're seasoning.
So did you use adobo and sazon?
No.
Onion powder and garlic powder and all the things that my mom used to use?
No, only fresh. We use fresh garlic, a lot of butter, a lot of herbs.
That's it? Bring it fresh.
I'm not from the peanut gallery. All right, letting this brown. You see the beauty in that? Look at that. Oh, if you could smell it. Oh my God. All right, we're doing really well here. Carrots are in the oven. Cauliflower is pureeing. And now we're just gonna, every once in a while, kind of help the other side of the chicken cook. So basting these herbs.
Can I be honest? I didn't know that all you needed was butter and a little salt and pepper to make something taste so good.
All you need is love. If you want to take the time, do it right.
I used to use a lot of garlic powder and onion powder and...
The problem with dry spices is you don't know when they were dried. They could be dried and stale, and you know, like when did they grind your garlic powder? When did they grind your onion powder? That's why you need this. You need one of these, a belon. You need your pepper grinded fresh. You know, some spices are okay, but I like fresh. Nothing's better than fresh. Just let the pan do its job.
Just a quick question. Does the peppercorn taste different when it's in that peppercorn form versus like that ground pepper?
Well, pepper is a berry, and if you want to have berries, you should eat them fresh. Pepper stales very fast when ground, so pre-ground pepper is most likely stale and bitter. Fresh ground pepper gives you a lot more flavor and aroma. Oh, we can stir our sauce finally. See, the more you know, right? All right, so we're here. We just kind of flipped. I just flipped this chicken over a little bit to check the browning, and we're just gonna keep basting over the top, infusing those herbs. Getting them nice into the chicken, the garlic. Y'all can smell what the chef is cooking. Ooh! We're gonna check, we're gonna take a quick pick on the other side. Let's see how this slow rendering and browning did. We're gonna do a sneak peek. Ready? You ready? Ready? Oh, I don't think you're ready. Are you ready? What? Look at that. Oh! They should pay me to do this. When I grow up, I think I'm gonna be a chef. This is fun. Look at that browning. Look at that. Oh! Let's get a little color on the other side, not much. We want to just kind of sear the meat a little bit on the other side, not overcooking it. So we're doing well here, folks. We got our chicken.
Does your nose ever tell you when it's done?
Oh, you can smell it. You know it. We're not even done with this pan yet. This pan still has some magic in it.
You're going to reuse the same pan for
Oh
something
yeah,
else?
We're going to get some mushrooms in there.
Ooh, child.
And we're going to get some We're gonna finish the sauce in there even. So now we want to just keep basting over the breasts. You know, keep basting, keep basting. As they said, the breast meat itself has very little fat. So you need this like butter. It kind of keeps it nice and juicy. All right.
Is that the key to keep basting it like
Oh
actively?
yeah, oh yeah. For about 5 minutes. All right, like I said, we don't want to overcook the other side. So, and we don't want to steam this chicken, right? We got nice crunchy. So I'm transferring to a tray with a little rack, so it's not steaming, because we want it to keep roasting, right? I'm gonna put the legs in, and then I'll let dry heat from the oven kind of finish her up. But we don't want to lose these herbs either, right? Put the herbs on top. We're gonna keep the garlic for now. All right, this is gonna go in the oven. Now, from this size, I would say about 15 minutes at about 375 degrees. All right, but we'll check it in about 10. Oh, yeah, just smell it, just smell it. Oh, God.
I can smell it from here.
All right, right in the oven. While we're here, we'll check our carrots out. Let's give them a little flipperoo. Oh, yeah, look at that, beautiful. Look at that sexy roast on those carrots.
I'm liking those sides, baby.
See you guys in a little bit. Now we're just gonna quickly cut up these mushrooms here. I'm gonna turn this pan down. I got some shiitake mushrooms on this board here. We're just gonna cut them, take the stems off and slice them real quick. Just some big pieces. We want to crisp up some mushrooms. And mushrooms will give it a nice meaty flavor. And we don't want to lose the flavor from that pan. Right, it's got chicken, it's got butter, it's got garlic. Imagine how delicious that's going to be on our shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms are super healthy, filled with tons and tons of micronutrients and fibers, and really, really quite healthy for you. The only thing is you can't use the stems. Stems are not edible. So we got what's kept our garlic because they're like rubber. So we take out mushrooms. Put them in that hot butter and oil mix that we had with the garlic and everything. And we'll let that roast up on really high heat. Oh, we dropped a piece. Oh, I should charge for the sweeper. So we got some mushrooms and that garlic and that like nice little roasted garlic right now. And while we're waiting, we're going to check our cauliflower. Let's switch tongs. You guys kind of see, it's almost kind of, look, it's almost there. It's kind of falling apart already, but it does need another minute or two, or at least 5. So put the cover back on low heat, let it hang out while we roast up our mushrooms. Now we want these mushrooms to just get a little crispiness, a little flavor. Then we're going to drain them and just keep them warm until we're ready to serve them. So I'm going to take a little pan like this, some paper towel in the bottom so I can fish them out. Because we don't want them to be greasy. I just want to get a quick roast. Now, what I've always believed in mushrooms, you never season mushrooms until they're done cooking. Because mushrooms, salt draws out the moisture in the mushrooms, and we don't want them to be like dried out and flavorless. So we're going to season them at the very end. Just to kind of not draw out the moisture. We want to treat them more like a piece of meat. So we want to kind of just get a nice sear on 1 or 2 sides. And then just leave it on, a little salt, pepper, and that's it. It's already got garlic flavor in there. It's already got rosemary. It's already got thyme. Oh, this pan smells like I could just eat the Teflon out of this. I'd be fine. This is smell-o-vision. Whoever invents smell-o-vision will be very rich. Yeah, that beautiful roasting came out already. And it's also picking up some of the font, those little chicken bits off the pan. So now your chicken tastes like mushrooms, your mushroom tastes like chicken, and everybody wins. All right, let me get a fresh pair of tongs with no more chicken. Making sure my mushrooms are just getting nice and evenly coated and brown. And we still got one more element you don't even know about yet. So the mushrooms will give us a nice depth of flavor, umami. The carrots will give us sweetness and some spice, right? We have the nice rich cauliflower puree, a nice chicken, but we're gonna need to add something for some earthiness and some green. So we got some baby spinach here on the side that we're gonna wilt down a little bit of garlic and oil as well. But we're gonna use a different garlic for that one. We're gonna teach you guys about roasted garlic. Well, that's the last step. Spinach cooks in like 90 seconds, so we're gonna leave that for last.
Woo!
Like I said, we got our chicken roasting, our carrots roasting, our cauliflower is almost done. We're just gonna have some patience on these mushrooms. How's it look? Yes. How's that look? Oh, I see it almost there. See that beautiful brown? We won't overcook them, just nice and brown. Oh, a stem stuck in. No extra charge. All right. So this is one of those kind of dishes that I would teach to my students to win like scholarship money in competition. This is a very advanced level cooking, but if you pay attention and you do some practicing, cooking is very easy and fun. The more you do it, like anything else, the better you get. I've been doing 34 years, so it's kind of easy for me, but I still struggle. I'm sweating, it's hot, it's strenuous. I'm trying to go too fast, so just kind of like relax and enjoy it. Take out some. All right, I'm gonna show y'all guys what we got going on with this sauce back here as well. We didn't forget about it. Remember that? Look at that. Look what's happening there. Ooh, it's just bubbling away. Bubbling away some deliciousness. All right, it's not ready yet, but it'll be there when we need it to. Fix those bones. Ooh, it smells so good over here. Okay. I'm going to switch to a slotted spoon for these mushrooms now to fish them out. They're done. All right, about 5 minutes, and I'm going to strain them as well. So I'm double straining them. Pulling out the mushrooms, the garlic, the herbs. Because I'm not done with this pan yet. This pan has a lot of good flavor in it. We don't want to lose any of it. All right. So I'm going to fish out the mushrooms. Now, I own my home. I care about it, so I'm not going to dump grease down the drain. I'm going to take a call. All right, we're going to properly dispose of our grease here because we're done with it, kind of. But there's still some flavor in this pan. Hey, you think anybody wants to share some white wine with me again?
What you need?
I need some more of your wine.
Want me to taste something?
No, I need more
Oh,
wine.
you want my wine?
So I felt like we still got flavor in this pan, so we can't waste it. Look at that. That's in there. That's called font. That's flavor. So we're going to clean the pan.
Too much.
I'm going to clean the pan. That's not too much with the wine. So, oh, that smells good.
Yeah, my wine does smell good.
So we got our wine here. I'm going to bring that wine to a boil. And watch what look at all that pan. Now not only am I getting flavor, but I'm also cleaning the frying pan.
Because I don't want to do dishes.
Hey, look, it's still got to be washed, but it's going to be a lot easier to wash. Let's taste the mushrooms. It don't even need salt, but we'll still put a little. Oh my God. Just the mushroom alone. Now, when you're a chef and you're lucky, you'll have nice strainers like this in your house. If you don't have a strainer, you could use a coffee filter. You can do it through paper towels into a different, like into anything else. This happens to work perfect for my needs. But I want to make sure I boil my wine before I add the sauce to this pan. Because guess what? The bones, the herbs, the peppercorns, they've already done all their work. They've infused into the liquid. Now we have like a double broth. We have the chicken broth that's already been enhanced with chicken bones, herbs, garlic, aromatics. So now we're going to strain that back into the original chicken pan. So we get all the chicken flavor plus all the new flavors. I want to bring that and boil that down a little more. So it's a little bit of a process. But if you follow the, the order I'm cooking, you kind of see it's getting done all in sync. So at the end, everything finishes around the same time. So I'm going to strain right into I'm going to strain one right into the other. And this is our au jus right now. Our chicken gravy. It's not a gravy because that's not been thickened. This can be reused, by the way. You don't have to finish this. You can make more stock out of this. They can make what's called a Remy, and you make like a dirty liquid for the next one. So now, I'm going to push that off to the side for now. We'll play with you later. And now look what we created from that broth. See that nice, almost it's already thickened up a little bit. And we're gonna boil that down until the last, as much as possible. That's how you make a little au jus. You can reduce that down to what's called a demi, or even further to a glaze. But we'll see how much time we have to get things moving. All right, but we're done with this pot. We can get this out of here. Put that on out the way. All right, now let's check out cauliflower. I'll bet the cauliflower's ready for a puree. Oh, nice and soft. Look, if the spoon could break it, oh, almost. Cauliflower needs another minute. So
the spoon should be able to break it?
Yeah, it should be able to mush. All right, so I'm gonna move this out of my way so we can start the last element of our menu. A little spinacca. Now this one I'm gonna use a big pan because spinach shrinks very, very quickly into nothing. Now I have this beautiful product. Whenever I buy peeled garlic after a week or two and it gets old, I put the garlic in olive oil on the lowest flame possible for about 2 hours, and you make this garlic confit. The oil and the garlic is sweet, and it's like the most amazing roasted garlic flavor without having to chop garlic, without having to peel garlic. It's just all the sweet aroma of garlic without work. So we're going to use that to saute our spinach. So we got all that beautiful garlic flavor. But because I'm a little sebats, what they say in Italian, on nuts, I want extra garlic. So I'm going to slice some garlic into the garlic oil, some fresh garlic. So I'm just going to take a few thin, 1 or 2 cloves of garlic, slice it kind of thin. This is what you need a $1,300 chef knife for. Slice 3 cloves of garlic. I'm going to do 4. Because we got to have something to kind of fight the heart attack this butter's about to give us. Because you haven't seen nothing yet. The fun part's coming. So I got my, which is like kind of like my wok, my garlic oil, and a few cloves of garlic, fresh. Just kind of really bring that garlic flavor home. A little salt, because this way kind of get it started. So we're seasoning our oil with garlic and garlic. So it's garlic infused with garlic. So what's better than garlic? More garlic. Again, this is good for the heart, right?
So you want to season the oil and not the pan?
Yes, ma'am. So I got my handy dandy blender here. This is one of those really good ones, but any blender will do for this. I'm going to strain out the cauliflower because we don't want the liquid anymore. Well, maybe just a little bit of it. Excuse me. So we're taking the garlic and the cauliflower out of the liquid. We don't want to lose any. We're going to hold on to that in case we need some. So we have our garlic, cauliflower, a little bit of butter. No, a lot of bit of butter. A touch of salt, because we didn't season this yet. Touch of pepper. Because my cauliflower doesn't come pre-seasoned. I tried, doesn't work. And we're going to throw this on the blender and get it nice and smooth. I'll see what happens with my garlic. Got a little bit of brown, not too much color. And this is why I use the big pan. Watch, ready? Boom, one shot. And nice and easy. All right, low heat, let it kind of wilt down a little bit. While I blend up my puree. Be careful, the puree's hot. I keep a rag on top of it. And this is a little bit, look at that, goes a long way. Oh, it smells phenomenal. I know, I'm all about the smells, but we eat with our nose, right? All right, let's come back here to our spinachka. Kind of give it a little wickety woo. And somebody asked me earlier, how do you know when this food is done? Smell it. I can smell these carrots. Okay. We didn't forget about them. All right, let's check on our chicken. Oh, that chicken is looking beautiful. Almost done. Now remember, I said the carrots needed chili, and we can't forget a little honey. A little honey and a little fresh butter at the end to kind of cream it up a little. Now be careful, that was just right out the fire, so it's hot. And kind of glaze it in that honey butter, honey chili butter, carrots. Oh my God! Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Ooh, it smells good. All right, our spinach is almost there.
That was quick.
I told you. And that's on a low flame. I gotta even start putting things away. Oh, maybe not. We'll do that later. All right, so carrots are done. Ah, my stove is giving me trouble. Spinach is almost done. Cauliflower is done. Let's check on this chicken. I bet he's done too. All right. Oh, yes. Oh, jeez. And look at that. And it's very important to taste everything before you serve it, right? So I'm gonna taste this chili butter. Ooh. I'm gonna taste the spinach. It's good. Not too garlicky, believe it or not. That's why we want to cook the spinach, because we want to keep some, you know, some vibrancy to the plate. All right. But spinach has a lot of water, so we're going to drain it right next to our chicken. So my chicken is resting and my spinach is cooling at the same time, same place. The spinach has a lot of water, and we don't want that water on our plate. All right, one last thing, and then we can show you guys how to plate this up. Our sauce. So the first thing, which I said would take the longest, is still the last thing to go. Alright. Now, getting flavor from things is good, but we don't like to serve fatty, greasy food either, so where's my rag? Ah, here we go. So the butter and honey did its job, but we're going to drain on some paper towels. Here. Because we don't want all that grease on our plate. It did its job. It glazed the carrots beautifully, but now we want to kind of make it look nice. We got our hot mushrooms. And I need a spoon to taste my sauce. Some salt, some pepper, and just give that kind of a minute to get happy together. So we have our, what we call mise en place. We have our mushrooms, our carrots, our chicken. Now, somebody asked me before, how can I tell if my chicken is done? I'm going to show you. The juices. See those juices? See that they're cooked? You see there's no blood, there's no pink? Clear cooked juices mean cooked chicken. Also firmness. All proteins have something common. When they're cooked, they're firm. We're pushing down on this chicken. It's got some nice firmness to it. Done. That's it. It's firm. It's cooked. It's got nice crunchy skin. We're going to just let it kind of rest. And let those juices settle back in before we put anything into it. So now we just have one more little thing is to finish up our sauce. So I'm going to hit this with just a tiny bit of Worcestershire sauce. Kind of gives it a umami-ness, darkens it up. In Asian cuisine, they use fish sauce to give it that flavor. Americans, we use Liam Perrin's Worcestershire. Made it a little darker, you see that? And then let's finish this sauce with just a little butter. All right, by the sounding of the dogs howling in the background, it must be time to eat. So let's just finish this sauce up. Now, classically, most sauces are finished what's called Montebeurre, where you mount butter into your sauce. It thickens it, enriches it up, and flavors it. So we have our beautiful, look, this is that liquid. That was liquid like a half hour ago. Now it's almost a sauce. But we're going to really turn it into a sauce by fortifying it with a good amount of butter. I'm going to show you what a good amount means. It means a lot. It means my philosophy, more butter, more better. All right, you're going to just swirl that butter in. Swirl. You're going to see the magic the butter is going to do. It's going to thicken, rich. This is also why I queued my butter up, so it breaks down faster. No heat needed here. That sauce was 220 degrees bubbling. Too much heat, the butter will separate. So you want to do this right off the heat and just swirl in your butter. Swirl. See what's happening? It's making a beautiful little gravy. No flour, no nothing. This isn't au jus, it's just natural. Just chicken, herbs, garlic, all that beautiful flavor, right? Just shut my heat because I just swirl till all that butter's incorporated. This is called emulsification. It's a big word that does a lot of beauty. All right, just swirl. Oh, beautiful, yeah. Make sure you taste. Oh, phenomenal. That's really good, chef. I'm not going to double dip because that's nasty. All right, let's plate. Let's have some fun. I'm going to put some gloves on. You don't have to. I'm just plating at home, but I kind of like to practice what I preach, and it makes it easier just to grab food. You don't have to wash your hands again. So, presentation-wise, right, I'm going to start with my puree. That's going to go on the bottom. Now, this is going to kind of keep the chicken hot. And it's going to kind of enrich it a little bit. So we're going to go right under where the chicken would be. Now, when plating food, you want your proteins to be the star. So we want to highlight that. So I'm going to get a couple of nice drops of that puree. We don't want to be cheap. We're going to give it one of these nice little chef smears. I'm not going to be cheap, though. So give one more. A nice little pull. All right, so that's where my chicken breast is going to lie. All right, that's good for plate number one. On top of that, I want to just get a couple of mushrooms. All right, we're going to make a nice elegant plate, so we're not going to put too much of anything. All right, so nice, beautiful roasted mushrooms. I like odd numbers 3. Take some of this beautiful spinach, get at the very top of the plate so we can see the beautiful green. See why we wear gloves, right? Got some gorgeous carrots. What are you gonna hang them? We're gonna hang out by the green. I like 3 again. Let's do 1, 2. And one right behind it. I'm gonna put back there. Now I'm gonna take our nice, beautiful French breast. Take the spinach off. Now I'm gonna carve it a little bit for presentation and color. All right. I'm also gonna make sure it's cooked and easy for the guests to eat. So I'm gonna do these nice little beautiful slices. You need a good sharp knife for this. You need a beautiful boneless, beautifully cooked. Oh, look at that. Ready? I hate to do this, but look. See the juice in there? Beautiful. All because we retain the heat from the bone. We got nice crispy skin. And you always want the bone to be up and away from the person you're serving. So I'm going to fan it out a little bit. Keep my skin on top. Use my knife to get under it, to carry it to the plate. Right over the cauliflower. Right there. And you think we're done? We're not done. We still have our sauce. And then you want to go right over the chicken. Get nice, make sure it stays nice and hot, and get those beautiful little au jus. And we want to finish with just a little pop of color and freshness. Take a little fresh washed parsley. I'm going to roll it up. I'm going to slice it super thin. It's called chiffonade. All right, we get a little finish, a little pop of aroma, and a little flavor at the end. And let's not forget we use the drumstick. We're not going to lose it, right? So the drummy goes. Carrots. Let's give it a little wipe. And voila. Magnifique. C'est bon. Yeah. Chicken au jus, cauliflower puree, roasted shiitake mushrooms, chili honey glazed carrots, and garlicky spinach. Bon provençal.
Hello, welcome back. Listen, this is the best time of the show. I know I always say that because I sincerely mean it. Listen, when I'm behind the camera and I'm smelling all these different flavors going on, it is mind-boggling. Jeff, you threw down tonight. That's the meal. Let me have it.
Yeah, dig on it, man. Let me know what you think.
Yes.
That's the best bite right there. In my opinion, yeah, that wing piece, oh, that's the best bite.
Wow, this looks so good. Wow.
Not bad, right?
No, that's damn good. Listen, that's damn good. Wow.
And if you're the kind of person to meal prep, you could just prep like this, 2 or 3 chickens for the week and put that all in little containers kind of thing, and you are good to go.
All right. Now, y'all know my fault. I will eat a whole meal on camera. I've seen that on prior episodes. And this, I want to eat this right now, but I am. Jeff, don't worry about that. Jeff, let me ask you a question. How long have you been cooking, seriously?
Going on 34 years.
34 years.
Started at 14 years old in a kosher catering hall. I never went back.
What inspired you?
You know what? I was bar mitzvahed at the catering hall I started working at.
Okay.
And I just fell in love with like the pageantry of the events and the food. And I literally went down after my bar mitzvah and asked for a job.
Just like that?
And just like that. I went right down to the owner. I was like, I love what you guys are doing here. This is so cool. I need a job. There were people my age working there. Hired me, and the rest is history. Crazy enough, that guy who hired me at 13 years old, when I was 29 years old, I ran into him, and he hired me as his executive chef at another catering company he worked at. Many, many years later, we worked together for another year plus as his executive chef. So I went from his busboy and dishwasher to 15, 16 years later, I was his executive chef, same owner.
Yeah, let me ask you a question, not to cut you off. Why don't I need a knife? This is so moist. Like, this. Damn. That tastes so amazing.
It's good organic chicken, cooked nice, basted, butter, and just a little love and attention.
Now, with me, when I do cook chicken, I use 70% of it, maybe 60% of it, and the rest I don't. But you showed us tonight how to use the entire chicken, and that was amazing. Even the way you cut it down, you showed us just to get the best out of it, especially times where families are, money's tight. What made you go into teaching kids?
Teaching kids, I got lucky. I used to do martial arts, and I was teaching for my teacher as part of the training. I really fell in love with teaching at the time, but I was working as a chef, and the opportunity came for Truman. A friend of mine was leaving the position for personal reasons, and he set me up with the job, knowing that I was already had the teaching credentials and the culinary skills, and it worked out very well. Yeah. Kind of seemed like everything I ever did led up to becoming a culinary teacher.
Now, the funny thing is, I have one of your students that reached out to me to want to be on the show and said a lot of great things about you. So that was really, really a blessing, and I'm looking forward to having them on. But we're here right now. Let's talk about, because I heard about your paneer. What's the story with that? Your wife was telling me, you throw down with the paneer.
See, a lot of people get those things misskewed with how to cook meat. They do it the way their grandmother. We learned through science, technology, trial and error, that paneer, or the pork shoulder. Okay. That's commonly known here. Sometimes I call it pork butt, or or picnic shoulder. There's 2 different cuts. There's the picnic, which is kind of like the hammier cut, and then there's the Boston butt, which is kind of like the shoulder blade in the middle. But the secret is to do nothing. Salt and garlic, low and slow. I poke the holes in it, stuff it with garlic, just salt on the skin only, and go in that oven, low and slow, covered for 4 hours, and then you let it go another 4 to 6 hours. Uncovered, get that skin crispy, and then take it out, rest it. Then you take your sofrito, your seasonings, fry it up in your olive oil, when I pull the meat, that's when the sofrito and the seasons go in, so it doesn't get lost in 8 hours of cooking.
Okay.
You take chopped up sofrito, cook it for 8 hours, the flavors are dead. There's no life in it. So I cooked up in there with just salt and garlic, crisp up that skin, and then just rip it and add all your seasonings, your sofrito, your adobo, all your salsa, whatever you're gonna add at the end.
Okay.
And you can really control the spices and the seasoning.
Yeah.
So
Oh no, I'm sorry.
the last, the best.
Okay. Let me ask you this. When I ask this to every person that comes on, especially because some people will cook better than others. You're on that higher grade. What is the most challenging thing for you to make, or what took you the longest to make? That you really kind of like.
I think that in the last decade I've been focusing a lot into the pastry end of this world, and I think that took a lot of more attention and time than I would have ever imagined.
Okay.
So I think for me, savory is kind of like the back of my hand, but desserts and pastry has been more of a challenge learning and mastering because I teach both.
Okay.
I teach baking, pastry, and culinary. So becoming a pastry chef and then mastering it while teaching it was a challenge.
Yeah, because you're a busy man.
Yeah.
You're hard to reach. You're hard to get to, but no, we made it happen. What about your YouTube channel you spoke about? Let us know about that because I want people to kind of go there and follow you.
Yeah, that's under Chewy Brylski on YouTube. It's I created the site for my students. For during COVID, so I could teach from home. So like every week or 2 weeks, I would invest my own money and time and create these videos for the students so I could teach them asynchronously. But still, they can still learn from me. And not just, random other chefs and videos. It was a challenge during COVID, but we put together a channel for the students, and we got about 20 plus videos up there.
Really? Well, definitely, I'm gonna have them follow you. Put that down on the bottom of the screen. It's gonna be on the bottom of the screen. You're actually looking at it right now, so it's gonna be on the bottom of the screen. But Jeff, this was a pleasure, man. From Brooklyn, right?
Brooklyn,
I had to say that because I'm from Brooklyn too. So I had this. I'm a Brooklyn cat, so you got some Brooklyn brothers on your camera right here. But listen, it was a pleasure, my brother. And hold on, let me say this. You had the whole place smelling phenomenal. You did. I mean, like you just took that chicken and broke it down. Like chicken soup kind of prepared it. Chicken breast. I'm not even a big chicken breast person, man.
Not me neither. But you gotta do it right.
So what am I, if I'm not a big chicken breast person, what am I doing with the plate almost gone?
Don't buy chicken breasts.
Really?
You gotta buy the whole chicken. Those store-bought, the organics a little better.
Yeah.
But it's my size. If the breast is too big, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be rubbery. It's it's about the size and who grows it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those overgrown chicken breasts are just not edible.
Look at that. Look, I mean, that's how tender this is. Jeff had a knife on his side. I didn't even use it. Like, this is so freaking tender. Like, I've never had chicken breast this tender.
He didn't like it.
And then these lollipops. Now, you said I got excited when you saw it because I've seen this on TV, but I've never seen it done in front of me. So, I see it done. I was like a kid on like December 24th waiting for Christmas. I lit up. I smiled. I was happy. And I was happy because this whole experience was phenomenal. And then when you're behind the camera and you're kind of hungry and you're smelling different things and you're smelling a little this and you're smelling a little that, this has definitely been a blessing, man. So, Jeff, I want to thank you for being on the show. Anytime you want to come back, my brother, please let me know.
Next time, dessert.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. But yeah, we're gonna try to get Jeff. Like, Jeff's a busy dude, man. Like, he's a busy guy. But you know what? It's like I always say, patience. You get the best out of just being patient. And I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. And we're gonna get you back on when you have time for us. Because Jeff is doing a lot of great things. He's very busy, but he's working with the kids. He got a lot of other great things going on. That on his channel, I'll let him share that with you. But the brother is very busy. The brother is very positive. He's doing a lot of great things, and he cooks his butt off. So when she no longer, and that person you heard in the background was his beautiful wife. Just she knows him best, so she was hitting him with those questions, and he was knocking him out the park. So when she no longer wants to cook for you, Jeff, Bronx, but from Brooklyn, showed us what to do with a whole chicken. And the beauty of that is that, listen, I take a chicken and I don't use it all. He showed us how to use every ounce of it. And that's what we need because times are hard. And a lot of us have families to feed. And a lot of those good parts that we're throwing away can be used. And he broke it down to us and showed them how to be used. And so, my brother, we all appreciate you for that. Listen, you guys have a great night. I'm going. Listen, and I didn't eat the whole meal on camera like I do in the past. So I'm getting better with this. I'm pacing myself. But on that note, we're gonna go. This has been a blessing. Have a good night, everyone.